points. He says, having then gifts differing, according to the grace that is given to us. Each one of us have gifts. Yes. Now this word gifts is the word supernatural or spiritual endowment, miraculous faculty. So the gifting here is a miraculous ability. But as we see here, the miraculous ability, it says, is according to the grace given to us. The miraculous gifting of God doesn't mean you're going to be walking around turning all the water into wine every day. You see what I'm saying? Yes. But the miraculous gift of God is also manifested in just you being in the earth, having a good attitude. That is oftentimes requiring God's miraculous ability upon your life. Because how many of you know some things can happen that you may not want to smile and be nice to everybody you meet. But His grace upon you empowers you with that gift. Yes. To be like Jesus, to show kindness, to be good. Yes. Even to the enemies. Even to those that hate you, to do good to them. So, we each have different gifts now. There are many kind of gifts. He goes on to say, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. So prophecy is a very centralized, I would say, main gift that is encouraged for people to seek to do, prophesy. To speak for God under His inspiration. Prophecy comes in many different forms. Sometimes it's when someone says, thus says the Lord, I'm going to do something. It's like God just talking right out of the mouth of that person. Yes. I love that type of prophecy. Other times, you can give a prophecy in a way where God has shown you something. Let's say God gives you a dream. Then you're in church or somewhere and you feel led to share it. Well, you can be sharing a prophecy in that way. Sometimes you can just be talking to someone. All of a sudden, God can just drop upon you something to tell them, and it's a prophecy. Sometimes the preacher just preaching and ends up prophesying, you don't even know it. Yes. So prophecy comes in different ways, but seek to prophecy, but prophesy. But he says, whether prophecy. Now, it's interesting, he says, prophesy according to the proportion of faith. Now, this is a good exhortation because when it comes to prophesying, as I mentioned Wednesday, sometimes you can be in the church and God is giving you something to say. He might just give you one sentence. And prophecy can come at many different times in the service. It could come a lot of times, let's say after we praise and worship the Lord, the music dies down, everything's quiet. At that point, sometimes, a lot of times, God can raise someone up to give a prophecy. Yes. Well, He might just give you a half of a sentence or a sentence. Something simple. And you know it's the Lord, but you know it's not enough just to say that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta believe that when you step out in faith and obey God, see, that's where the faith comes in. Yeah. God is prompting you, say this, but you know if you just say what He's giving you, it's not gonna make a whole lot of sense just to say that one little phrase, you see? So when you begin to prophesy, your faith comes in action. When you let that word out, you're believing God's gonna give you the rest of what to say. And you can be amazed how God will give you word after word, sentence after sentence to give in a prophetic utterance. So he says, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith. As I was asking God, I said, Lord, how can you prophesy according to faith? And then God just kind of brought that picture in my mind, reminding me how many times God would give me just one phrase. And in the middle of the congregation, I I know it's God, and I have to, like, I got a word or whatever, or you just speak it out. So, if you have the faith, you can speak that out. And then God's not going to fail. He's going to give you more, and you're just standing there as a mouthpiece of God. Amen.